Okay, this next gentleman coming to the stage is too lazy to take the microphone off the mic stand. He's a good friend. He's been tearing it up locally. He was just at Rockies last night, opening up for the mighty Peter John Burns. Please put your hands together for Troy! Boom!
So Marcos, you were just talking about a way that we could get everybody to know the Constitution. Just came up with a perfect way, not Prince singing it. Kim already has one sex tape out. I'm just a bill, just a... Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody does. Everybody's seen Schoolhouse Rock. Matter of time. And the second he starts watching it, you know, it could be like, oh yeah! I don't really know how paper, like, I guess there'd just be a lot of paper cuts, but hopefully she'll bleed out anyway. And, hey, what? It would totally benefit America. She has no positivity to her other than her herpes. It's a fact. Google it. I don't lie to you. The internet will never lie to you. Anyway, so, how's everybody doing tonight? I'm really sad that this is the last show at the Bookworm because I love this little place. I just hate that fucking library. I don't like reading and they don't help out here. They suck. Yes, there's a lot of foul language. I am sorry. You're like 2 years older than my son, I assume. But you know what? I'm sure he's going to hear this in elementary school anyway. It's a matter of time. Oh, Trunk for Treats. Driving past that today. Originally, what I thought it was like this new child abduction campaign that they're trying to run for kids that aren't really wanted anymore. But, you know, well, it's the easiest way to get rid of them. I mean, you know, if you're a foster parent, you just really kind of didn't want them. You know, still get the checks, but every time they show up, oh, I don't know, they're not in their cage. Vicky, don't look at me that way. Like, hey, look at me in the eyes.
Make up your mind.
I am. It's made up. It's happening. You act like you don't beat your kids. It's like part of your act, and I love it. I love it. I mean, you can always keep your kids in cages, right? Well, thank you. Coincidentally, everybody, this is also going to be my last show because she is going to fucking kill me later. Probably. She'll record it. She likes fans.
Okay.
Anyway, who here likes pranking people? Woo! Smart people. You guys are all smart people. The best kind of people to fuck with are people that work at Walmart.
Yep.
You know why? Because their life is already sad. I worked there for 2 years. I hated people that walked in and even decided to speak to me. I would do anything in my power to make sure that they didn't. So I decided after, but this is before I started working there, but my friend Jake and I, one of the last things we did before we moved to Tulsa, what we would do, we'd always go in there, we'd always push the envelope. So I went to a garage sale, and I bought a really cheap wheelchair. It was a complete piece of shit. So I'm sitting there pushing my friend Jake inside of Walmart, and Jake is pretending he has a really severe mental disability. I don't know what it is. He was just screaming really loud. You know, kind of like what you do whenever you watch Pee Wee Herman. Well, nobody else is going to get that other than the older people. Anyway, we're sitting there going down the grocery aisle, you know, of Riverside, or the one on Riverside. Every time we see a Walmart employee, he just go as loud as he can, like, and I'd make a point, and I'd be like, Jake, shut the fuck up! I just hit him a few times really hard in the face! Because you know why? He needs to be quiet. He's my disabled brother. People need to know that. So, we go up, Vicky, you're killing me here. We go up the next aisle, see another person. You know, he goes, ah! And he keeps pushing it. He keeps pushing it and being louder and louder each time. Until we get back to the frozen food section aisle, back to the front. Oh, I guess, no, that's in the... Is it before they did the stupid update? Whatever! I'm sorry. I'm not an employee anymore. I don't have to remember these things. Anyway, I'm distracted. But the thing I loved about this is the managers finally came out. And at this point, I'm like, alright, there's like 2 real options that can happen now. I can go to jail, but Jake's the retarded one, so he has the higher chance of being sexually abused. It's the odds, okay? Statistics. I mean, I look like I'm 12. Okay, you know what? I might get my, you know, my salad tossed in there, but it won't be the worst thing that could happen. Jake probably finger painted with his own shit on the walls. I don't know. He'd do anything to get out of it. But the manager comes up to us, and he just starts going, hey, you seriously can't sit there, and you cannot hit your disabled brother, whatever he is to you. And Jake looks at me in the eyes for a second, really quiet. And I look at him, and I'm like, we're either going to go to jail together, or this is just going to be even funnier. So he just starts screaming as loud as he possibly can, and I just straight up punch him right in the face. And the manager just sits there and he grabs my hand. He's like, sir, if you do that again, you're going to go to jail. I look him dead in the eyes. I'm like, listen, I sit here, I wipe his ass, I do all this other gross shit, and you're telling me I can't beat my disabled brother. You know what? Fine. If I can't do this, you fucking take him. And I just shoved him as hard as I could right into the Walmart manager, and I just walked the other way, straight-faced, and I waited out in the parking lot in my car until the coast is clear. So it took about 45 minutes. And Jake told me that all they did is push him up to the front, talk to each other for about 20 minutes, called social services, and by that time he's like, I need to get the fuck out of here. So he just gets up when nobody's up front, because they only have one fucking person working anyway. And comes outside and he's like, that was awesome. I'm like, we could never go there again. Who here's a fan of internet dating? Woo! Alone forever! No, there's no together. I got lucky. I met Winnie here. Yeah, this is on YouTube. You're famous. All right. I know she is. I'm so lucky. Anyway, before her, there was many people that I ended up meeting on there, and by meeting on there, it was all just one terrible thing after one terrible thing forever. And easily, though, one of the worst things that ever happened to me was somebody I met on Plenty of Fish. Well, I don't remember her name, and I'm glad I'm keeping it that way. The thing is, one thing led to another. I ended up going over to her house, and we started having sex. And I thrust in that first time. I'm like, yes, because it's been a while, and I'm desperate and alone. Toby! I'm like, wait a minute. That's not my name. Let's try this again. Toby, you feel so good. That is definitely not my name. But you know what? It's been a while. I can role play. It was a really lonely cab ride home. I had to get my car towed the next day. True story. We had to see each other again. I don't know what happened after that. It's just a long, pathetic blur. I was on OkCupid for so long, though, guys, that they decided to make me a moderator. I was on there for 3 years. That's a fucking long time. That's a site update. They pay somebody good money that knows HTML code, and they upgrade everything. They're like, hey, you can be a moderator. You've been on here long enough. It's not like you're never going to fucking meet anybody, you loser. You look like you spend a lot of time on Google Images looking to make sure that person you're going to talk to isn't just like some stock fucking photo person that isn't real and is probably a dude on the other side of that. However, I did here at this Bookworm, my first show, meet an ex of mine. I don't know if anybody in here knows her, but I know her as Brittany, and I'm always going to call her Brittany. And I came up to her, well, she came up to me, and she goes, hey, you remember me? And I'm like, you're Brittany, right? And she goes, not anymore. Like, well, what do you want, what's your name now? Alex. I'm like, huh. So, let me ask you 3 questions, Alex. 1, why the fuck would you pick a unisex name? Thank you, you're the best. Everybody else here can suck it, you're the best. 2, whatever happened to these, because I mean, like, I know you're making the transition to a dude, but come on, I'm not going to sit there and call you a dude until you got the parts. And 3, is that still factory made down there, or do you get aftermarket parts? Yeah. Because it is easier to dig a hole than build a pole. It's the science, people. Where are they going to get the extra meat? I don't know. You know what? I'm not a doctor, Danielle. If you want to come up here and explain the procedure in depth, please. because I am a curious human being. I don't want to watch this shit on YouTube. If you can like demo it, that'd be great. Alright, anyways, you guys, I love all of you. Thank you for coming out here to the last show at the Bookworm. Rhiannon, I can't wait for whatever the future holds for you. And there's a tip cup up here. I have no idea what the fuck it's for, but I assume it's to give money to this wonderful lady right here. So everybody, give it up for your host Marcos, and give it up for Rhiannon for starting something new.
Hey, Troy.